Hey up YouTubers, Simon B here, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping safe out there. Today we're in the garage again. Some of you at the moment, being winter, may be frightened of going in the garage because it's a little bit cold. So this week I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to show you a little bit of kit regarding how to heat your garage up for not a lot of money. So if you fancy a bit of that, as they say, stick around, stay tuned.
Like and subscribe.
So there's various ways of keeping warm in your garage. Fan heater, bit of a gas heater, patio heater, electric. You can do all sorts of different things. So a long time ago when we bought this house and had this garage, I was thinking of putting a wood burner in here, putting it up at the top end. But I thought, well, that's not really going to work, is it? So we've had all sorts of different things and different ways. I've had one of those, you remember those Super Sir heaters, they call them, with the gas things, full of water. We tried that, but just try to keep it warm. So I've been looking on the internet lately and found these beauties. Now, there's a lot of people using these even to heat the homes. Now, you can do that if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. So the main supplier at the moment of these things is a company called Velo. I think it's Velo. There's all sorts of different ones that come out of China. They're Chinese made, as you can see. So they're really designed to go into a camper van, a caravan, or a home build something that you've done. But because they're so compact and they're only working off 12 volt, you can use them at home. This little thing is running at 5 kilowatt and it uses diesel. So you can put normal diesel in it, which is quite expensive, or if you've got a garage round near you, you can put red diesel in it. There's talk about that you can run these on kerosene, and there's even talk about that you can run these on waste oil. But you can't run it on waste oil in this country because that is illegal, so don't do it. As you can see, it's a compact unit. It's nearly a foot square by 6 by 6. It's nearly a foot square by 5 inches. So it's not a big unit. It's a 5 kilowatt unit. They do come in 8 kilowatts, so you can buy a bigger one. This I bought off eBay. I don't think it's the Velo one, but they're all made in the same factory, probably in China. You can buy these as separate units, such as the fuel tank, the blower unit, the control unit can all be separate, so you can mount them anywhere you want. But this is all in one unit. So, let's have a look inside. It has clips around the side to allow the cabinet to come off. The case itself is part of the structure. It's got pins in it which marry up with the end pieces, which keeps it all together. So that's just the casing on its own. So this black box here is basically the ignition unit, and the fan is incorporated in this at the back. I'll put a picture on to show you what it looks like separate. So you've got a fuel tank just in here. I'll show you there. You've got a fuel pump and you've got an LCD display on the front. We're running on white diesel at the moment, which is rather expensive. I'm going to put red diesel in it. There's a garage near us that does red diesel. I bought 5 litres of diesel the other day to put into this, and it cost me nearly 11 quid, just under. Scandalous. Anyway, so yeah, so that's a burner inside. There's a guy that I watched on YouTube the other week, and he took this apart, and the good thing that he said about this is that all the electronics are on the cold side, so as the air pulls through and comes out the front, there's no electronics to get warm, which is a good design. So basically all it is a unit which burns diesel with a glow plug. You might be able to see, probably will, here, come here you. You might be able to see just in there, you can see the cast aluminium. So it looks like, when it comes apart, it looks like a bit of an engine. And it's got fins on it, cooling fins, but it's not cooling fins, it's the heating fins to allow it to come out. So yeah, it's a nice little compact design. Some of the workmanship on it's not brilliant because, you know, it's a cheaper unit. Let's put the top back on and then we'll show you the bottom. Pull that around. Because the case is part of the structure, it's just a little bit easier. I'll put it together and it won't fall to bits. So on the bottom you have the air intake, which is a noise suppressor on the end of it, which keeps the noise down. It says it's low sound, but it's not actually that low, because I'll show you in a minute. And then you've got the exhaust. The exhaust is steel, it gets quite hot, so be careful of that. Don't put it anywhere near anything flammable. This is sort of designed to go into the floor of a van, caravan, wagon or something, that all you would do is bolt this to the floor, and the air intake and the exhaust would go straight out the bottom, so you don't have to drill two 30mm holes in the bottom of it, and everything's great, and then it will bolt down to where I've got this wood. I've just raised this up a bit so I can get the exhaust out, and I'll show you where I've fitted it in a while. So yeah, it's a compact little designed unit. At the front of it you've got where the air comes out of, which blows out round about, I think it runs at nearly 200 degrees, does this thing. You've got the LCD screen, so we'll show you a little bit about that, of where it goes and how it goes together. So yeah, I got this on offer. I don't think it was Black Friday offer. I think I paid just under 90 quid for it. They say it can cost you 25 pence an hour to run. Kerosene, I don't know at the moment what price that is. Red diesel, I think it's about £1.20 compared to £1.60, £1.80 for diesel, so that'll be considerably cheaper. And it pumps out quite a considerable amount of hot air. This garage here is quite big. The ceiling is got kingspan in it and plasterboard. The side is only single skin, so but there's double glazing around in every window and every door, so there's not a lot of air transfer. So, but it does warm the place up, and it helps you want to come out into the garage, because lately, when it's got a little bit cold, especially with the KTM needing maintenance every time you take it out, you know, chain links, cleaning, etc., etc. Having this now, it's great. It's warmer than the house, because the wife won't let me have the heating on. So I'll set it back up, and I'll show you where I've got it set up and how it works. So yeah, this is where I've got the heater situated at the moment. I think it's going to stop here. This is a bit of a dead space within the garage. What used to live here was the wet and dry vac. There's nothing much else can go here. So what I've done, as you can see, is where I've mounted the patio doors, there's a bit of 3x2. So I've drilled a 30mm hole through the bottom of the 3x2 to allow the exhaust to go out, which then will go outside, because that's one of the most important things you need to do, is this exhaust needs to be somewhere outside. Don't put it anywhere inside where you are. So yeah, so that goes through the 30mm hole. I've not had any scorching yet of the wood. If it's going through brick, it's not really a problem, because it's not going to damage the brick or set anything on fire. But as you can see, there's a fire extinguisher here quite close by that anything does set on fire. Always think safety. I'll show you outside. So it comes out of the door. These have, if you can see there, just by my thumb, there's a hole in the bottom there. That needs to go on the bottom, because if there's any condensation in the water, it allows it to drip out. If it goes the other way, it will end up rusting and rotting. So make sure that that hole there goes downwards, and then we just tighten the Jubilee clip up. So that's the exhaust on the outside. So yeah, that's the exhaust in. So that's how it's situated. As you can see, I've put a couple of wooden blocks on the bottom. This allows for the exhaust to not touch the floor. Like I said before, this is designed to sit on the floor of a van, caravan, wagon, etc. So that you wouldn't need to put it on a little bit of wood. But I wanted to put it on a bit of wood so the exhaust doesn't touch my rubber flooring. So from that, I probably didn't show you, but I will show you. You've got two connections on the back. You've got a red and a black, which is 12 volt in. So at the moment, all I'm running it off is a lead acid motorbike battery. I will be looking at probably buying an inverter. That's the only thing you probably need for this if you're going to be running at home, is that you need some sort of inverter. But I'm running off this little motorbike battery at the moment. I've got it plugged into a battery charger. It's charged to the battery as well. I don't know how expensive that is, considering the amount of electricity. The price of gas at the moment, really the price of electricity. You go search around the internet, I'm telling you, people are using these to heat their houses. So that's a 12 volt battery connected. So it has a display on it now. This thing is off. It's currently 14 degrees temperature in here. Because it's not running, it's not allowing me to go through the functions of it. So what we'll do, we'll turn him on. So the H3 is heat setting 3. So we'll put that down to 1 at the moment, just keep it a little bit quiet. If you press the OK button, the machine at the moment is running at 28 degrees as it shows. The battery's only running at 11 volt, which it has been on for about an hour this morning in here. So that needs plugging back into the charger, and it's on heat setting 1. This thing also comes with its own remote control, which you can use, especially if it's in a van or something like that. We plugged in most of the time, and you can switch it on, switch it off, and not even use the controls on it. As you can hear the clicking, which is the fuel pumping into the system to ignite it, to heat it up, and you can hear it wanting to go. It takes around about 2 or 3 minutes for it to get up to temperature. All it's doing now is pushing cold air about, because it's sucking in cold air at 14 degrees and pushing out air at 14 degrees. So the temperature that's showing on now, it's jumped up to 50 degrees, which is the internal temperature. Once it starts its cycle of running, it does get a little bit noisy because it does run at nearly full speed. I don't know how much this is being picked up by the microphone, but it does get a little bit noisy in a way. So I've just plugged the battery charger on it just to make sure that the battery doesn't go flat. I am looking at an inverter for this. I think an inverter for the amount of wattage that this uses is about 25 quid, I think it is. So I'm going to get that sorted, but I just don't know which one to buy. I'll keep you updated regarding that. So the control unit's now saying it's running at 142 degrees, which is blowing out hot water, and blowing out very warm air. And you can hear the pump running for the diesel. So what's it been running now? So we're back up to, we've gone up 2 degrees already in here. It was running at 12, now it's running at 14, the temperature. This garage is 7 metres by 4 metres, so it's quite a big area to warm up. If you've only got a half the size of this, then it's going to take it's not going to take as much time to warm up, is it? So the thing at the moment looks a bit crudely put together, but what I'm going to do is sort it all out. Like I say, I've only had it running for, I think this is the second weekend really. So we're going to get everything sorted, get some metal plates around the plastic of the door, finish off the door frame and finish it outside, because now it's going to stop there. I'll get the inverter for it, which then an inverter will plug into the plugs which are just up there, and it'll be screwed to the wall, and then I'll do all the wiring all nice and everything will look great. But what a great thing to heat your garage with. What more would you want? So now running at 188, it does, I've seen it go up to about 240 on full power. So on the remote control, I'll just knock it down. We'll make it a little bit quieter. As you can see, as you can hear, the pump slows down, and the fan will slow down. It's not that noisy. I don't know what it's picking up on the microphone, but I'll better find that out when I edit this. And even when you turn it off, it has to cool down. So it'll stop the pump, which is stop the pump, so it stops pumping. But it'll run the fan for so long to cool everything down, and then within, because it's outside at the moment, it's probably 6 degrees, it doesn't take long for it to cool down. So yeah, not a bad bit of kit to stick in the garage to keep it warm, so you can go outside and maintain your bike. Job's a good one. So there you go, YouTubers. The Velux Velour diesel heater, space heater. Depending on where you get it from, anything from 85 quid to 120, 140. You buy it off Amazon, it's quite expensive. eBay is probably the cheapest thing. I'll put a couple of links down below of where you can get it from. Run it on normal diesel, quite expensive, which I found out. So you can run it on red diesel, which is around about £1.20, which is even better for running it. They say you can run it on kerosene. I don't know yet. I don't know if you can where you can buy that from. There's plenty of videos out there on YouTube which are showing you how to use this. One of the things that what I could do with this as well, I could even heat the house from here, because on the front of the machine itself, I can put a flexible hose of it, and my kitchen door's just there, and I can open the door and heat the house from it, or just check the chill off it. So There's people putting these outside the front doors in the vestibules and warming the house up. There's people using them all over. I'm using it in the garage. Gets me out here, being able to maintain the bikes when it's not nice to be out here, and it just makes it comfortable, doesn't it? They say that you can run them on used engine oil, but it is illegal in this country, so don't do that. Few links to the supplier downstairs. That's a 5 kilowatt one. You can get the 8 kilowatt one, and you can buy them separately, all separate. That's a compact unit together. So if you buy the one separately, they are a little bit cheaper. So in certain people's garages, you could put them on a shelf somewhere, put them out on a high level for the exhaust, and you can do everything, and you can stick them on the walls. But it's entirely up to you. I just bought the compact one. I don't know if that's been picked up on this microphone. It's cooling down now. It's blowing cold air, and it's going to be a little bit cold now. As you can see my breath. So yeah, if you thought that was okay, thanks very much. Give it a big thumbs up. If you're still riding out there, this is the 6th. So yeah, this is Saturday the 3rd of December. So if you're out there riding, don't forget ride safe. Don't forget ride safe, be safe, and keep safe. And as they say, we'll see you soon.
Like and subscribe.